On this episode of Slippery Tropes Comedy Podcast, your hosts Will and Nate discuss the subject of small town living. Enjoy.
So anyway, I'm going to try and make a promise to myself to go and do an open mic at the Well.
Do it.
At some point in March.
Do it.
Your wife already told me that if I don't invite you guys, she's going to kill me. I believe her.
You only live once.
That's true. And especially since I thought I was going to die the other night.
Getting all gacked on that purple drink.
Man, fuck that. I'm never doing that again.
Easy on the F words.
Sorry, my bad. Screw that.
You need more S words.
Shit that.
Welcome to Slippery Tropes Podcast.
The Slippery Tropes. The slipperiest. So what's going on, man?
I think we already talked about lubrication, didn't we? At one point.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't know. Maybe. It's possible.
Early on. It was an early on conversation.
Early on. I can't remember. We've done a bunch of these now.
Sounded like a Budweiser commercial.
What else are you gonna do in small towns besides
What are we talking about small towns today?
Small towns?
What about them? Do you live in one?
I live in a really small town.
Technically, you don't even live in a town, huh? You're them country folk, them backwoods boys.
Hey, easy.
Oh, I gotta look up those badass jokes that we made.
We made some jokes.
Remember before we tried messing with your thing? Your little project?
What?
Electricioso!
Oh, yeah.
Crawling under your pad?
Oh, yeah. That's... Dude, so those dudes figured it out in like an hour. I was like, gosh, dang it.
That's why I sent you over there. All right. What is a small town?
A small town. I don't know what it's defined as, but I think it is in the eye of the beholder, I guess. I have no idea. Less than what?
You remember when we was in high school, like junior high, and you started seeing the flags up all over the place?
All-American City?
Yes.
The All-American City.
It's because you hit like a certain per capita, right? What? You hit a certain per capita, and then like you're at the next level, I guess. Dang, you could totally hear the vibration on my phone. That was dumb. Let me just turn that off. Sorry, people.
No thumping.
No thumping the doors.
No, I do. I remember that. I was like, it was funny too, because like I remember being like, "Oh, we're an all-American city," and like they cleaned up the city real nice, and then like 2 years later, the city was shit. Like it was.
That's very negative, if you will.
Well, small town living.
You know what's cool about living in a small town?
What's that?
You're almost always guaranteed to come like at least top 5, maybe get third or second. You know why?
In what?
In anything.
In any competition
ever?
Yes. I have no
in most things.
Why?
Because there's only like 4 or 5 people competing usually.
I don't know if that's...
It's like shooting fish in a barrel, no? Another cool thing about living in a small town is there's always an abundance of like abandoned houses.
That's true.
And like structures, Yeah. And no one's there to really watch you.
Mm-hmm.
There's just random like warehouses and,
Dude, I'm telling you, we talked about this before.
We did?
Professional hide and seek in an abandoned
I don't know
warehouse.
about that. That's kind of dangerous. OSHA would have something to say about that. You'd have to at least boot up. You'd have to at least wear some rain
hard
boots,
hats,
which would make it hard to hide.
Hard hats?
Wait, did we say tag or hide and seek?
Hide and seek.
Oh, you said there was professional
tag. They already
tag.
do professional tag. It's like a condensed like parkour course. It's kind of weird to watch it.
You've lived in some bigger towns, right?
I have lived in some big cities. Yeah. That's true. I've lived in San Francisco.
Like in it? Like
inside. Oh no, I lived downtown San Francisco. That was a pretty wild time.
Especially coming from here, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, actually no, because I made baby steps. I graduated high school and then I like moved to Visalia. And I was like, spread my wings.
You moved to like Fresno?
No. Then I moved straight to San Francisco.
That's not really a gradual thing. It's not really gradient at all.
I mean, it would have been crazier to go straight from Porterville to San Francisco, though.
I lived in Lancaster for a little bit, for a spell.
Oh, yeah?
I think that was Well, Laguna was kind of busy too, I guess.
Oh, Laguna?
With Kate for just a little bit.
Fancy.
So just like, on and off for like a couple months. Just
Damn.
Weekends. Weekend Warriors.
Weekend Warriors in Laguna Beach.
Didn't
they make a TV show about
Bakersfield's bigger than Porterville. That's where I was born.
Bakersfield is a big city.
I forget what the population is, but what would you guess? Bakersfield? This is going to be the game. Guess the population of Bakersfield.
I'm going to say...
Some people would still say it's a small town.
213,000.
I'm going to say 500K.
Whoa.
I'm just going to put it
Getting
out
up
there.
Yeah.
Dang.
What's up?
413,381.
Wow. That's pretty
2 years ago.
2 years ago. So that number's probably dropped drastically
Think so?
since Trump got into office. Yeah, oh yeah. All the deportations, bro.
All right. So let's look up 2025.
Terrible. I'm a terrible person.
I don't think it's as bad as I don't think it's never as bad. It's never as bad as it's never bad in the way that they always present it. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like it might be bad, but they're presenting their own version of what's bad because it sells.
They're
saying right now it's 751,000.
Holy shit. That's a lot. Well, how many are in Fresno? Like
1.35 increase. All right, let's see. Fresno's
got to be pushing 1 million.
Fresno
1.1. Now are we just Fresno, or are we including like Clovis?
What?
How many?
It's less, bro. Wait. The population of Fresno, California is in 2025 is projected to be 574,720, and the population of Fresno metro area. Oh no. Sorry, that was wrong. But it's not much. It's not much more though. It's 811,000.
Oh, interesting. But I wonder if they're including. They cannot be including Clovis, right? Like,
oh, that's the metro. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Clovis is considered metro area.
You're right.
Fresno metro.
Right, you're right. Whatever that means.
What's the other one? Selma's pretty close to right there.
Does that mean it trims his pubes?
Well, that means you know what's included in Bakersfield though is like Arvin and Shafter and Oildale.
That's Kern. But Fresno as the city, and then it's Fresno County.
Yeah,
but it's Bakersfield Kern.
Yeah, but I mean,
still,
Oildale's considered like the greater.
Nobody claims Oildale. Nobody claims that.
Actually, that's not true at all.
Don't put that hex on me, Ricky Bobby.
What is it? Isn't it the KKK capital?
Oildale is not like a city or a town or a metro.
It's not even a place you want to break down.
It's a black hole.
You don't even want to break down there, even if you're white.
It's like a vortex of if you mixed up a bunch of oil and fentanyl in a blender. That's Oildale. Yeah. It just comes out looking like some weird baby.
Dude, so I went down. So the other night when I had entirely too much like THC tincture and I was like way too high, I started thinking, I was like, is it possible this has fentanyl in it? Like that's where my mind went.
Isn't it like in the air? High. It's like in the air though.
Fentanyl?
That's what I heard.
I have no idea.
They mixed it with microplastics, right? And it's like in everything, I thought.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's like gray matter or whatever you call
it. What are you, CNN?
I mean, I don't know. There's so much of it, right? Where does it come from? Do they mine it out of the ground or what?
I don't know. I thought I saw something the other day about how in the average like 35 to 45-year-old, there's like 0.2 grams of plastic, like or microplastics in the human brain, in the average human brain. I was like, that's kind of a shitload of plastic to be floating around in our fucking brains. Sorry,
I bet you the percentage is probably way higher for porn stars.
Not when we're sending all our condoms to Gaza. Get out of here. Giving them all to Hamas.
When you grow up in a small town and you spot a Ferrari for the first time, it's like running into Bigfoot at the World State Fair. That one wasn't that great.
It wasn't bad.
It should be like even more like it's like witnessing a miracle or something.
Oh, yeah. You remember the first time you saw a stupid ass Cybertruck? God, I hate those things. They're so.
They make you look though.
They do make me look.
It's like some sort of weird like mind trick.
I feel
and
like
they're all shiny. Dude, most of them are shiny.
I feel like I'm in the actual game of Minecraft when I see those.
A little bit. Yeah, they don't look like. It's you know what it is. It's the modern El Camino.
Ooh.
It's just it's a futuristic El Camino is all it is.
Dude, I like El Caminos though.
I do too. I do too. So
like
then it makes you wonder about your sexuality a little bit. They should make a Back to the Future, and that's what the time machine is.
Not wonder about.
That's what the time machine will be.
El Camino.
Yeah. No. The Cybertruck.
The Cybertruck.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it already is.
What's the tow capacity? You think of one of those things? I think we have a handful of them in town. I've seen about a handful of them.
Yeah, there's a couple up in
One
Springville.
of them's like wrapped with some sort of paisley design.
Oh, really?
Like pins. It's like some pinstriping, like Aztec mural, but it's all turquoise.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
I wonder how many of them they're selling. Is there like a limited number? Probably is.
I don't know. I heard there's like a ton of problems with them, and especially like on the East Coast with all the like salt that they put on the roads and stuff. Like they're already rusting.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like costs more than the damn. It's insane, dude. I don't know. I'll stick with my Toyota. Thank you.
Thank you, Toyota.
Yeah.
You want it? You got it. Toyota.
You got it, Toyota.
You remember that commercial?
I do.
What?
Yeah, dude. Small towns, though. Small towns.
The reason why there are less homeless people in rural areas than in urban cities is because they have to compete with the raccoons.
Dude, raccoons are fucking menaces.
They are. I've only interacted with one live raccoon,
and he was a dick, huh?
He was. Oh my gosh, the attitude on this mofo.
Yeah, they're mean.
He was trying to take over. I can only imagine having to deal with like more than one.
Oh
my goodness. Those things like, no, this is my trash, biatch.
When I was living in San Francisco, or actually I was living in the North Bay, I wasn't living in San Francisco. I had a friend who had like a big ass like pit bull dog, but she was super sweet. She was like a sweetheart of a dog. Like I think pit bulls get a bad rap because they're super sweet dogs.
I think it's mostly the ones that are on their period. Because they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
they're pretty cool most of the time.
Yeah.
Pit bulls, they're very human-like, but
they're very loyal. Super loyal.
You get one of those female dogs in heat, and I think that's probably what it is most of the time. Or it's a dude like having a have a pissing match because they copy us, right? Like we're embedding. So I'm sure that anyways, what were you saying?
I don't know
about the raccoon. Your boy and the raccoon.
Oh, so he had this like big pit bull. She was like a super sweetheart of a dog. But she could be like aggressive and mean, like if you messed with like her people. So she was out one night when I was over at his house, and she was outside, and he kind of lived on like a half acre or acre or something. We heard this like, we come back, and like his dog comes running up to the house, and dude, her face was like split open by a raccoon. Like a raccoon had split her entire face open. She went running, dude. I was like, holy crap, dude. Raccoons are vicious little bastards.
Dang.
I remember when I was doing pest control, I had a call from a family that was like living out towards the beach, like Dillon Beach. And I went up and they're like, oh, we got something in our attic. We think it's rats, whatever. And I was like, yeah, okay. Going up there, checking it out, and I hear this like little chittering, just little I was like, okay, that's not a rat. I think it's a raccoon. And I look over, and like probably 3 or 4 feet away from me, up in this attic, like laying in the insulation, the pink fiberglass insulation, was like a little nest of like 4 or 5 little baby raccoons. And I like turned my light over and I look, and the mom was sitting there. I was like, nope, fuck that. Like, call somebody else. Like, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you. Here's your money back. Sorry, there's not a damn thing. I am not fighting a raccoon.
Lucky you got away. You're lucky you got away,
dude.
Man.
Dude, it scared that's one of the most scared I've ever been in my entire life.
A couple times I had a black widow on my hand, or like a rattlesnake was close by. Like really, like a baby rattlesnake.
Ooh, those are the worst.
And I was reaching down to grab this valve in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went outside to check the drain. And then I came back in and did the valve again. And then like the third time, I was like, I need to make sure that I'm turning this valve the right way. So I shined a light right there. And I'm not even kidding. Coiled underneath that valve was a baby rattlesnake. And I jumped out of my skin too. I was like,
that's fun.
I got a shovel and I cut his head off. And I went and told the homeowner, I was like, I saved your life, mister. I saved my own life.
Yeah, that's the other thing about small towns is you get more wildlife. Small towns.
There's not as much as there used to be, though.
It's true.
They took that Tulare elk down there. Tule elk.
Oh, it's so sad.
By Tehachapi, and I think there's like, I don't know, a bundle of them or something.
There's a pretty big reserve out by like San Luis Obispo, from what I understand.
One?
Yeah, I think so.
And there's a certain type of oak. Which oak is it? Is it the blue oak? What's the one that they don't have anymore?
They
took it out of the shelves. They took it off the shelves.
The blue oak. Blue oak
one?
Is still around. I know the live oak is still around.
There's a certain type of oak that doesn't grow as much anymore.
Might be a gray oak, but I know the black oaks are still pretty prevalent.
We're probably going to get a lot of flack for this. Sorry to drag you into my mess. But when I was a kid, I got caught trying to build a tree house in an oak tree, and it was a big old oak tree too. We're not talking a little oak tree. Like I had to scour.
And you got in trouble for that?
I had to scour Half Dome up there. I mean, you're not supposed to do that. No, you're not supposed to.
Oh, really?
They're like protected. Yeah, you're not supposed to mess with them. But if you get,
what if they're
you
on your own property?
You got to get a license or whatever.
What if it's on your own
Don't let
property?
somebody catch you.
Still no?
We do it in the dark. Do it like on a Monday or
Be
something.
like, bitch, it's my property.
Did you grow it?
Yeah, why not?
They're,
We'll say I
they're
growed it.
protected, and a lot of places are
Wait,
really protected.
All oaks or just certain oaks?
Shoot, dude, come on.
So I know like
There's probably like 12 oaks. I don't know.
the live oaks, like up in Saigon, those ones that like grow all like gangly. You can build super good tree houses and those things, man. So on the farm on my property, there's an island in a there's a pond and there's an island in the pond, and it's got like all these like giant.
Dude, I would
freaking
live
palm
on
trees.
that island. Would you rent it to
So this is my
I
thing.
wanna live on it.
This is what I want to do because it's like it's got just a ton of like palm trees on it. So what I want to do is cut a few of the palm trees down and make a bridge, and then with the rest, because I mean it's got probably 40 or 50 palm
me?
trees
Dude,
on this
let's
thing.
do it. We
Could
could
you
put the
imagine-
studio on there.
Could you imagine the like Swiss Family Robinson treehouse?
Oh my gosh, you just said the magic word. Oh my gosh. I just
Swiss Family
Dude.
Robinson treehouse in the palm trees on the island.
had an orgasm.
And if the zombie apocalypse goes down,
Oh,
That's
oh my
where I'm
god.
hanging out.
Oh, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I'm gonna
Oh, stop it. Stop.
I'm gonna start cutting those,
I'm going to hyperventilate. No.
cutting all the rest of the palm trees down and building a fort around the island.
You're going to make me cry. It's so beautiful.
I'm gonna call the what are those guys? The tree masters? The
No, we're
treehouse
the tree masters, dude.
Dude, I can't build crap. You're construction.
I'll advise you.
Okay.
I'll be like your. I'll be like. You know,
I'll be the sweat equity.
Yeah. No. Just something like that. You bring your tractor. It'll be easy.
I got 2 tractors.
Bring a tractor and like a pack of dogs.
I got a bunch of dogs right now.
There
Oh,
you
dude,
go.
we're.
Oh,
Ooh, whoa,
what'd you do?
whoa! I don't know.
I think you touched the wire with your beer. There you go.
We're taking care of. My wife and I are puppy sitting 3 German Shepherds right now. I will never get German Shepherds ever. Oh my gosh, they're so barky and so loud, and like
Who needs 3? Who needs 3 of the same dog?
I have no
I'm just
idea.
gonna open this up to the few listeners that we have. Who needs 3 of the same?
Hey, wait, wait, wait,
Who
hold on.
needs?
Pause.
Who needs it?
Pause. You think we have 3 listeners?
I said a handful, like a few.
Oh, a few.
That
yeah.
ranges. There's a range.
I don't know.
And you could have 2 handfuls too. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
because that would still be a handful, but just you have 2 of them.
I have 2 of the same dog, but 3, I don't. You know why? Like, unless you're like a breeder.
I didn't say 2 because like Noah
Yeah.
had 2
Yeah,
on the supposedly.
2 of each. Noah's Ark.
But wait a minute. You know what I just realized?
What's that?
If Noah only took 2
Uh-huh.
animals
Uh-huh.
of each kind,
Uh-huh.
how did they
Breed?
like? Yeah. Wait
Without-
a minute here.
without-
Wait a minute here.
Without like incestual
Yeah,
like
yeah,
issues.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
If it was because God intervened, then why did he need to take any animals then?
there's some
You could've been like-
holes in the Bible.
He could have been like, Lord, listen, Lord, I'm going to build a boat, okay? I'm going to do what you said. I'm going to build a boat. I'll even build a big-ass boat, God. But please, your humble servant asks you, please don't, because imagine all the shit they had to clean up. There were only like 4 dudes on there.
Yeah.
No wonder he got drunk when he got off the boat. No wonder. Wouldn't you get drunk if you...
Also,
You
why
gotta
is
build a
there
big-ass boat.
why is there no mention of dinosaurs in the Bible?
There is.
Is there?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, there's a big lizard in
A
there.
big lizard?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well,
Is it the Leviathan? I think it might be the Leviathan
I don't know.
or some sort of dragon scale beast. Yeah, there is.
So the dinosaurs didn't make it onto the ark. They were just too big. Too big to fail.
We're talking about dinosaurs in the Bible. But
Lizards.
I'm not here to try to disclaim the Bible or anything.
I'm not
That's
either.
my mission, but
No.
back to small town stuff.
Small town stuff.
You ever find any
A lot of churches
You
in
ever
small
find
towns.
Yeah, there is. But there's a lot of churches in big towns too.
That's true. That's very
So,
true.
I mean, no, you know what I would say that there's a moderate amount of churches, but they're powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah,
Powerful.
dude.
Once you get in, you're in.
especially like Central Valley, like Bible Belt of.
I'm pretty sure they brand you. In most places they'll brand you.
No.
Yeah, on that first night, if you go on a Wednesday. Boy. Anyways, small town living. Small town living. In small towns,
Spoiler alert,
in small
like
towns, there's
Yellowstone?
not a lot of very good police, because the law has been delayed here.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't had law here for as long as the more metropolitan areas. And Porterville used to be known as the saloon town.
Really?
Because it was across the river.
Interesting.
And all the Presbyterians and Methodists lived over there in Vandalia. Vandalia used to be its own little town.
Mm.
And so did Plano. And then the river changed course and wiped them out.
Interesting.
It was just like, and all the houses swept down the river.
What is there's the little area called Worth? What's that? That's Porterville? That's over by like
Plano, right?
It's like Date. Like,
that was another little pop up,
like east of Plano on Date.
So back then, in the 1800s and stuff, when people started moving out here, if you had a house, like you built a big ass house with extra rooms, and people got to stay there, it was because that was the only house, out here. And so when frontier people came over, and it was like, oh my gosh, a house, you would let them stay there and you feed them. So pretty much everybody's house, if they had a house, like some people lived in little shacks or huts or cabins or whatever too. Not saying everybody who had a dwelling, just the people who had a house, usually by the river. Then it was just kind of like an unsaid thing. Like, okay, if you see a house with a lot of rooms, I'm going to go there. They're going to feed me and I can sleep there one night. That was just like a thing.
Is this out of that book that Yokel?
It's out of a couple books that I have on local history.
Interesting.
In particular.
I need to like do some more reading on local history of this area.
Some of the movies too that I've watched have educated me a little bit on that too. But mostly what sticks to my memory is book reading, stuff like that. Yokel, and then the other ones I have by Jeff Edwards are like the Main Street one. And then, it talks about all that history. And then I go to the museums too.
Did you? So I don't know if this is true because I've never been down there, but I heard that like on Main Street, there's like an underground tunnel system between buildings. Is that true?
So where that came from was most of the older buildings there that still exist have basements.
Okay.
Most houses in that area had basements.
Right.
Because that's how they handled like their cooling and heating when they could, once they started running electrical and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then also because a lot of stuff just burned down and that was the only thing that would survive would be the pit, Mm-hmm. And so a lot of them have basements, just as a lot of them down there have 2 and 3 stories too, that you ever drive down there and look, it's like, what the heck do they use all that stuff for, right?
Right.
And some of it's corporate offices, but where that specific rumor about the tunnels comes from is 2 sources. The first one is there's a canal system that runs through town, and they're labeled as various sloughs, like there's Porter Slough, and so forth, and I think they branch off. And what all that is like old irrigation systems that the pioneers used to dig to come off the river and give their houses water.
Huh.
But when we started paving everything and putting streets, obviously had to go under those streets in some sections, in some large sections, just so it wouldn't mess with the development, right? So you could think of like the one that runs along Veterans Park right here. Mm-hmm. If you just follow the course of it, like it doesn't cut through, Morton,
right?
So it goes under large sections of the town, where it's just it's kind of its own storm drain system. I don't think it's connected to the storm. We do have a storm drain system, and we do have a sewer, but I don't think it's not tapped into that at all. But it's just cement pipe, huge cement pipe,
just cement line.
So those are tunnels.
Pipe.
Yeah. And then in particular, over on the southeast side of Maine, there's some sections that go under, like I think they span
over by the college.
They span like 25 plus feet in some areas, maybe even 50 feet. I haven't been down there myself, but I've been at like entrances of a couple of them.
Interesting.
And sometimes homeless people go and camp inside there, but then the water will rush them out.
Oh, dude, did you see that the Porter Theater burned down or burned? Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't. But I had seen some stuff that when I drove by it the other day, like parts of the roof were missing or whatever.
Yeah, it burned.
It's old, man. It's
Heck
old.
Yeah,
they should have already tore it down. Remember, they're still trying to sell it? Like, they're still trying to sell it like last year. Who went to buy this? Nah. But anyway, so the first source is those slough. It's just waterway. But that's not really for people to go in. But the secret part is that the other source, the second source, is there was two saloons downtown back then when the town first got started, and it was, who was it?
Porter.
It was two. No, I don't think it was. It wasn't that. It was like the Chop House. I think it was the Chop House that stayed open 24 hours a day. Like it never closed. Oh, and the other one was Zalid, John Zalid from the Zalid House.
Yeah.
And so then they just made like a tunnel that connected the basements, or a door that connected the two buildings or something like that in the middle.
Yeah.
Just to include all the business, but that's where so then it expanded into, we have this big, that's what it always turns into, like we have a labyrinth under,
gotcha.
I have a big labyrinth under our town. No.
Do you ever think about like what it would have been like to like live back then and be like, oh man, that'd be kind of cool to like have experienced
I think
that,
so.
whatever.
The thing that I find most like intriguing would be the way you made your living was survival, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way you would survive would be go out and get resources or whatever, build your cabin, build your house, like raise your animals, protect your family. Like that was your job.
Yeah.
And you would like maybe raise crops or cattle or pigs or something to pay your taxes. But other than that, you didn't have to go clock in somewhere.
Right.
And that made people, I think, a little bit more hardy, a little bit more like, they had grit.
Like sometimes I think about like, oh man, like living in the wild, wild west when, the West was being settled and there was Indians and stuff. I'm like,
very cutthroat.
Yeah.
Very cutthroat.
And then that's where I'm like, I'm a bitch.
Like, but if you could survive,
I wouldn't have been able to hack it.
No, with the skills we have nowadays, no.
There's no way.
But back then, it makes you wonder, like, what would I have turned out like?
Right.
Like,
would I have been
still
different?
kind of daydream about that. That'd be
because like you watch
interesting VR experience.
You see some of these like historical like docu-series or whatever about like the old West. You're like, damn dude, like shit was hard back then.
It
like,
was.
Dudes were,
but it had value because like stuff in life that's hard and put it in the work, it has value. Like
it's true.
The quick fixes are so cheap. They're a dime a dozen, and like it's not sustaining, it's not fulfilling.
Right. Just like living in a small town.
But unfortunately, you don't feel that in the moment when you're, what do you call that? Indulging. You don't think of it when you pick up your remote control and go to change the channel.
Instant gratification.
You don't think of it when you're in the drive-through.
Right.
I want my
I
want my food, and I want it super cheap, and I want it really hot, and I want it right now in 30 seconds.
Have you ever?
And if you don't do it right now, then I'm going to give you a bad review.
Have you ever like hunted? Have you ever like processed your own like animal for food?
Oh, no.
No?
We did hit a big pig one time though on the road. We did. We hit a big old sow. And we took it into the front yard. We butchered it. Yeah, my friend's house. Yeah,
that's cool.
I think maybe because I was younger and my immune system, it's probably not healthy to eat roadkill, especially not no wild boar pig thing.
I mean,
we did it in the dark, bro. We had like flashlights.
That's kind of,
and I think he kind of knew what he was doing, like at least 40%. And then like as he was doing it, this guy was kind of a savage too, so I can see it in him. But he was going at it like in the middle. We were like, hey, avoid the intestines.
Yeah,
right? Like,
no shit.
Because he was but he was that friend that
going to town.
He had that knife work in him. I don't know how to describe it. Like,
I don't know.
That's how we found out that day.
I think everybody should like at one point like process their own food, even if it's just like a chicken.
I think so too. So you like something.
Just so you know, like,
at least
I don't know.
At least cut it with your own knife. Cut it with your own knife.
So I
like when you have the steak or whatever.
I raised like 24 meat birds last year, and I went and my wife and I like processed them. So we like slaughtered them and butchered them up and everything.
You?
Yeah. I did 24 of them. My wife and I did all.
Did you cry at the end of the day?
At
all? Did you have bad dreams?
No, but so with every animal's life that I took, like I said my little prayer for it and said,
and then you took a little bite of the heart while it was still beating?
No. No. But I'd say my little prayer and like
necessity, right?
Yeah.
There's something intimate about necessity.
Yeah.
there's something you kind of go for full circle, have some sort of realization. It's like the first time you see a whale or something in the wild.
Well, and it was kind of like it did not get easier. You know what I mean? Like you think like, oh, I'm gonna do this like 24 times today. I'm gonna take something. Like it didn't get any easier. Like I've been hunting for, and it's even more weird with large animals. Like I hunt deer every year. And that is a weird thing to do. Like it
because it's the same size as you. You know,
oh
like
my gosh, it's so bizarre
to have a body. It's like having a dead human being almost.
And like their eyes the weight of the body. Big, and their eyes are like looking up at you. It's weird. That's a strange thing. But that's
sorry, Pappy. I'm so sorry.
But that's like small town living right there too. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people in small towns like know how to do all that stuff.
Oh, like in Napoleon Dynamite.
You know what? I've actually never seen that movie,
dude. The first time I watched it, I was like, what the heck is this? I didn't catch on. And for some reason, like I watched it again and then I got it. I was like, whoa, this is super funny. The Hedder brothers are super funny. But the first time I was like, this is just bad. I felt like they were trying to like outdo Dumb and Dumber in some way. But then, I don't know, something clicked. I was like, what? We got over there in that creek bed. We got a couple Shoshone arrowheads.
But it wasn't like as slapstick as Dumb and Dumber, right? Wasn't Dumb and Dumber like pretty slapstick?
It had the feel of that. I think, yeah,
like kind of gross, like
on the bobby, yeah. But their chemistry, I think, was so good. And just by seeing those two dudes like conduct themselves and all their other bodies of work and all the material, like. Part of what they were doing was very natural to them.
Yeah. Who directed that? Who wrote and directed that
movie? I think Jim Carrey and he married that redhead chick in there as the co-star.
Really?
Yeah. He married, but I think they like produced parts of it or something.
I want to say like the is that the Farrelly brothers?
Sorry, bro. No, it wasn't. No.
What did the Farrelly brothers do? Didn't the Farrelly brothers do There's Something About Mary?
Then I don't know. Oh gosh.
That was kind of like one of those gross out movies. Franken beans. Cheap laughs.
I'll have a chuckle. Like I'll go watch one of those movies. Like if we're going on a date or something.
Not your fave.
No, it's not my favorite kind of comedy.
No, favorite kind of comedy.
Stand up. Stand up comedy.
Yeah,
is my favorite. Yeah,
that's true. I like it.
It's a skill.
Mine too. It is such a skill. It's an art.
We went and watched this one dude. Who was he? Oh, I forgot his name. This last week we watched a comedian in Fresno. He was hecka funny.
It's an art, dude. It is an art form for sure. And it's like there's a lot of work that goes into it. Like I talked to some of these guys and I'm just like,
you know what? I don't know. Have you ever heard about that book by who's the producer dude with the big? He looks like God or something. What's his name? He's got like a big white beard.
The producer that has a big white beard?
He's a music producer guy. Oh, what's his name? What's that fool's name? He wrote a book called Creative, A Way of Being or something like that.
I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
You're going to know. You're
I'm about to learn today.
You're going to learn today. Rick Rubin.
Dude, he looks like the fourth dude from ZZ Top.
Doesn't he?
That right? He does. 100%. Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Small town living.
Yeah, it was when I moved out of a small town into a big city, it was kind of a trip. Like I saw my first like transvestite.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
I'd never seen one before.
What is the difference between a transvestite and a transsexual? Is there a difference?
I don't think so. I think it's the same thing.
Is that like I picture like a vampire transsexual.
From
like Transylvania. I don't know why. It just conjures those kind of images.
Transsexualvania?
Yes.
I feel like that's a really terrible porn movie. Worst porn ever.
We shot it in a day.
Oh, God, no, please.
Okay, if you're gay and you live in a trailer park, then you don't ever come out of the closet because you live in one. Right? A trailer is like a big closet, isn't it? Isn't it just like a big old closet? That's why the closets suck in trailers, because the structure is a closet within a closet.
The whole thing's a closet.
Yes.
I don't know. I thought about that as like, I think I expanded on that and talking about San Francisco and how every house or every room in San Francisco is now a closet. It's like that's all you can afford is a closet.
It's a Winchester Mystery Closet.
So, oh jeez, have you been? Oh, we talked about this last time. Never mind. The Winchester Mystery House.
No, but I've been planning on going.
You should go.
You're embedding it in my
Do it.
in my brain.
Do it.
I go up that way sometimes, every now and then.
Do it.
Yeah, I've been looking it up
San Jose.
On the internets, I've been looking it up.
We'll open up a restaurant in San Jose.
Last time I was in San Jose, I did something fun with a buddy of mine by the name of Bombas. We went and shot some photos down there.
In San Jose?
Some Halloween photos.
Yeah.
I think I told the story about how I found that digital camera.
No.
What?
Do tell.
I didn't tell you?
Story time.
All right, so we went
Story
down.
time
We
with
went
Nate.
down at night to get some dinner and whatever. Came back in an Uber, and the place we were living in was in Lafayette.
Okay.
So
yeah.
super,
East Bay.
super upscale, but a little more inland.
Super fancy though.
Yes, very. And the neighborhood just so happened to be called Sleepy Hollow.
What?
Yes, on the like brick facade coming into pulling into the neighborhood.
This
it was
is building
Sleepy
up
Hollow.
to be a great story.
It was Halloween too. It was Halloween, legit. Anyway, so it was dark. We got out the Uber, but the Uber didn't know exactly where to drop us off. Plus, the place had a really long driveway. So we walked down the street in the dark, and we kicked this box. And we're like, "What is it?" "I don't know. Just grab the box, right? Just grab the box. Take it." It was in the street. It was in the gutter. Took it back to the house that we stayed at. It was being renovated. The house we got to stay at.
Gutter, back of someone's car, whatever. Joking. Hey.
No, well, that'll make sense when I get to the end of the
Okay,
story.
go ahead.
Anyway, so we went back. This place that we were staying, his homeboy and him were like renovating it to flip it, right? It was like a $6 million house.
Right.
I think the what was it? Not Ream. Was it Ream? Yes. Air conditioners?
Yeah, that makes sense. RHEEM. Yeah.
But that was the family house for the guy that his last name was Ream.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And he passed away, and then they put the house into whatever probate or whatever the heck they call it, to the trust. And it still had some of the old, like, 1950s fixtures and stuff in there. The house was pretty cool, even for in the condition it was in, but they were flipping it. Anyways, took the box back there, looked at it under some light. It had a bunch of, like, digital cameras.
What?
Yeah. All this, like, stuff. I can't remember all the stuff that was in there. Like, there was a lot of cameras, and there was, like, a set of speakers, We're like, what the heck? Did we just steal something? Like, we didn't know what was up. So
you're like looking around. You're like, is this a trap?
when we woke up the next day, went over there, and like it turns out that it was just some rich people that were literally throwing stuff out.
Their shit
like,
away.
They weren't even having a yard sale.
Just throwing shit
Like
away.
there was just a bunch of boxes out by the curb, by
On the
the
curb.
trash can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of the like baby furniture, like a lot of stuff. Like
Super
they
nice
were just
shit.
throwing it away. Yes,
Yeah.
in the trash. And so then we went back and we're like, oh my gosh, we turned on the cameras and they all worked and stuff. So we're like, let's take this opportunity. We went and got some like spider webs and like set up this whole thing to photo shoot, and we got some pretty good shots, man.
And then you went to the pawn shop.
No, actually,
Oh.
a couple things we were like, hey, you want this? Oh no, I don't want it. So we like just threw it away. And then a couple things we actually brought back. There's a camera that I still use today from that box, and it is badass camera.
That's wild.
It's like a Canon or something, or Kodak camera.
Yeah,
So it's a good one.
Some of those little towns in the East Bay are like,
I don't want these nice things anymore. I
wanky
need
as
new
shit.
nice things. I need to purchase new nice things. These new nice things are too old. They're old new nice things.
I've been inside. Do you know who Jimmy Rollins is?
Henry Rollins' brother?
No, he was a baseball player.
Oh yeah. I think that name sounds familiar.
Played for, I think he might have played for Oakland. I've been inside of his house when I was working in pest control.
How was it? Was it nice?
I think it was in like Moraga. It was like a $14
Did you take your
million
shoes off?
mansion. I had to. No, actually, I didn't take my shoes off, but I had to put the little booties on. Like little slip-on booty things. I went into Governor Gavin Newsom's home one time. That was interesting. Yeah.
Chirp, chirp,
Chirp, chirp.
chirp, chirp. Did it smell like cat pee? I don't know why, but I think it would smell like cat pee.
No, it smelled like hair oil and despair. Really, for the most part.
That gorilla goo.
That gorilla goo.
Hair gel?
What is it called? The mocos or whatever. What's it called?
Yes, that's it.
The mocos.
Yes,
The
that's
mocos.
it. Yes, he's like he's sponsored. He's
He's
sponsored by
sponsored by
the-
Moco.
They send him a check every week. He just has crates and crates. He's got as much hair gel as P. Diddy has baby oil.
Oh, he's like, I love the Hispanic people. Give me my mocos check. My royalties for the mocos.
This dude, right? He's so slick. He's so slick.
Slick and greasy, bro.
I bet you he sleeps on a waterbed. That's how slick he probably is. He sleeps on a waterbed, and he probably has a slip and slide in his backyard.
We talked about this before, but he and Matt Gaetz are having like a slick and greasy off for sure.
You're so right.
They're having a slick and greasy off.
You're so right.
They're both gross.
If JD Vance hadn't gotten out of the hood when he did, he probably would have ended up looking like them too, I bet. But he got out.
Nah, he was too much Appalachian.
He graduated, yeah.
Appalachian.
And his wife, his wife set him straight or whatever too. Something like that.
She's Indian, right?
Yeah, I think if he would have got with a white lady, he would have been slipping, dude. He probably would have been a dam for sure.
She set him straight.
Yeah, and just change his course, Change his course kind of like how, have you heard about that freaking asteroid that's supposed to hit in 2035?
Oh, yeah, there's like a 3% chance that it hits the Earth or something.
And all this technology we've been developing. The freaking movie Armageddon came out how long ago? Like 20 years ago, dude.
If not more, yeah.
If they had that idea then,
yeah.
Tell me what's going on. Hopefully Doge is going to clean that up, man. Because somebody's going to have to answer for not finding this asteroid. Like, are you kidding me? Because they said it's too close now to try to change the course of it. They said it's too close now, even though it's still freaking 10 years away or whatever.
Light years. Elon's going to get with the Jews, and he's going to get the space lasers to destroy it.
I hope so, man. But not if everyone's fighting him all the time.
Well,
Why is everyone trying to cry?
I don't know who to believe at this point.
Really? Do you think that Elon's going to fuck it up any worse than any other politician has already fucked it up?
No.
Because all of them
have,
do, will. All of them do. It doesn't matter which side.
For sure.
It don't even matter. So you think he's going to mess? Like, I'm kind of curious to see what happens. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's like giving a freaking a Rubik's Cube to a crackhead. Okay? Like, it's already messed up. You're like, you're not getting... It can't get any worse.
I think he took one of those 19-year-olds and hacked into the Epstein files, and he's got some shit on Mr. Trump. I think he's got some shit on him.
It's 2032, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that's even less than 10 years.
Yeah.
And they know about it.
Come on, Elon, get on it. Elongated. Elongated Trump.
Currently, I'm busy. I'm busy eating wheatgrass.
And making babies, apparently. That's his.
And drinking yogurt.
And changing the name of Twitter to X. God, still a stupid ass name.
I can see parallels with that and the Gulf of Mexico, right? I can see those are like directly connected, dude.
Let's just start changing the name of shit.
Trump brings him in on the first day. He's like, "So I heard you change the. I heard that you changed the.
I heard you changed the name of Twitter. I heard you changed the name of Twitter to I'd like for you to change.
I kind of like that idea.
The Gulf of Mexico into...
He's trying to outdo him. No, he's trying to outdo him, dude.
And we're going to make the Mexicans pay for it.
So you rename one thing, I'm going to rename 12 things.
Next thing we know, Canada's going to be called United States of America North. We already have North America. It's going to be the United States of America North.
Nah, I don't want nothing to do with that, dude. If that happened, I would get off this rock for sure.
Dude, did you?
I don't care for Canadian people.
I've never been to Canada.
Me and the French don't really.
They're not all French.
I mean, French people they're all right, but
they're not all French.
All the ones that I've met, well, they're like 2%.
How do you feel about New Orleans then?
New Orleans is less Canadian than Canadian people.
It's more French than Canadian.
You have a good point. You win. Well, I wouldn't say. Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Checkmate.
Yeah, but they ain't speaking French down there, though. They're speaking that Creole.
Oh, they do speak Creole. Some of them speak French.
There's some French people everywhere, though. There's a percentage of French people everywhere, though. You can't escape them. True. There's at least one town with like an English dude. I know the one in Porterville. There's like the one English dude. Do you know?
Is there one English dude?
Yeah.
In Porterville, really?
He works at AutoZone. He's worked there for like 20 years.
No shit. He still has the accent?
His name's John, yeah. He's bald. But he's a nice guy.
AutoZone? Which AutoZone?
The one on Olive.
There's two on Olive.
West Olive.
Okay. There's one on East Olive and there's one on West Olive.
So we didn't have a lot of law back in the day, right? That's what that's what gave rise to the characters like what's his name, Jim McKinley or Jim McKinney or what was that one guy, the outlaw guy? I read a book about him too, and I can't remember his freaking name.
He was in this area? Jim McKinney?
Yeah.
Billy the Kid?
Outlaw.
Oh, no.
There's rumor that he came through here too. And so did Joaquin Murrieta up there. There used to be a smaller town above Springville called Milo.
Interesting.
You don't really mean that.
I do. Because I'm curious. Like you've read more about this area than I have, so I'm very interested.
Of all the things to waste your time on,
shut up. I'm interested in like the things that you know about the history of this area.
For a young guy, I do know. Well, not
You're
a young
not
guy.
that young.
I'm middle aged. Yes, it was Jim McKinney. Jim McKinney
How old are you now?
ran amok and shot at Porterville. I am 4 decades old.
40. How does it feel to be in your 40s?
Very pivotal.
Yeah.
I'm right on the bridge of like my body's gonna start falling apart real quick here pretty soon, coming up soon, probably. I mean, unless I like have plastic surgery or something to try to take care of
I
it.
told you earlier, you still got all your hair.
Yeah, but if I have my hair, then that means I'm lacking somewhere else. Like, you know, I'm not like, you know what I'm saying though. I mean, oh, that's so great. I'd gladly trade my hair for a new set of teeth. Like, I'd gladly trade my hair for nuts that don't sag to my knees. I don't mean that.
Damn, all the way to your knees. Holy shit.
No, but you know, it's not.
I mean, mine are only halfway down my thigh.
Stuff is not in the same position.
Gravity's
yes,
a real thing.
It happens. Yes, yes.
Gravity's
You're subject to it. I mean, I'm still doing all right. Knock on wood, but like probably because I don't have a doctor. That's probably the only reason, right? You know, like I'm gonna go someday, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna die tomorrow." Here's a ticket. Goodbye.
Good luck. That'll be $190. Thanks.
You should have came in, you know, like a week ago. We could have handled this.
We could have taken care of this.
Oh man,
That's what always like freaks me out. Like I actually like my doctor. I really do. He's a pretty cool guy. He's like,
did you let him give you a physical?
how physical?
Have you shown him your nuts yet?
That's
That's how you know you really like a doctor. Has he seen your chode?
You know what I just found out though, as far as like prostate exams, like they don't have to do. Like,
I don't want to hear about it.
They don't have to do.
No.
They don't have to do it anymore. They can do it through a blood test.
What? Why can't they just do it through an X-ray? I don't understand. They got X-rays now and
I'm not a
shrink
doctor.
rays.
Shit, I don't give a shit.
That's the thing. Like,
When are they going to come up with the
they already
teleporter?
have it, bro. If it's been in a movie, they already have it. Yes. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
Star Trek, the teleporter.
Yes.
It's real.
Yes.
Damn it!
Because let me
Come
tell
on,
you why.
Elon.
Let me tell you why.
Why?
Because even if it's not like a accessible to the public, scientifically functioning device, they still had to make a prop or a set piece that emulated the same concept. So to me, as a set builder, as all the creative endeavors that I embark on, sculpting, you know, I'm like an inventor / whatever. Like,
Engineer. Yeah.
you're,
Jack of all trades.
if you have the idea and you pursue it enough, then you will create it. You will. You freaking will, dude. But it's just harnessing that. Like, it's like a wild freaking stallion inside of your brain. And you like whip it every now and then. And every now and then wants to get a drink of water. And sometimes he wants to kick you. And you got to reshoe it sometimes.
Here's my counterpoint to that. If a teleporter actually existed.
No, not a... Okay, whatever.
What?
You didn't hear what I said.
I did hear what you said. I understand it.
Okay.
But you think that it exists.
It does in the sense that they had to craft whatever they did to make it look like it.
There, in theory, yeah. But it's not real.
Ideas are real. Ideas are so real.
Right. But if it was real and tangible right here in front of us right now,
we wouldn't know it. I mean, it's not accessible to the public.
You're
They
telling-
have so
you-
much more stuff
you
than we
telling-
know about.
you
They have
tell-
so much more stuff that we know about,
you
too.
know what? That's how Donald Trump is deporting everybody. Through
What?
teleporters. He's just lining them up. He's just lining them up.
Instead of deporting, teleporting?
Yeah, teleporting. He's just
That's why Elon's a side piece, huh?
in the back of every ice van is actually just a teleporter.
That's why Elon's a side piece,
They're
huh?
just dropping straight into Mexico.
That's how we still have... You know what? That's why we still have Kennedys in the government, involved in the government.
Oh, that's so wild, right?
Like, what's up with that, dude? I thought we were trying to get away from monarchy, right? If a father and a son could both be president, is it within the same 10 years?
I
Was
think,
it Bush, Clinton, Bush? Wasn't it?
Wasn't it 2 years of Clinton though, or 2 terms of Clinton?
Should that still be within 10 years?
That's true. Bush, yeah. Well, yeah, the Bushes are,
And then the Kennedys.
and then it was also almost Jeb.
Yeah. Well,
Like
he
what?
was involved in government too.
Yeah,
though.
well, and he was
He was like he was a nobleman or whatever.
they were
crap.
considering him for president.
Like,
Like,
what is wrong with the public? We're like, okay, we're gonna go fight for our independence and have a totally different system.
we're gonna make it exactly the same.
Yeah, let's take some things that are. I can't get rid of this. It's like that. It's like Steve Martin in The Jerk, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
leaving. He's like, I don't need anything at all
Except for this.
maybe this chair. I need this chair. That's all I need. It's just a chair
And this lamp.
and this lamp. I can really use this lamp.
We're gonna make things totally different, except keep them exactly the
Yeah.
same.
Pretty much.
We're gonna do things our own way, just like you.
Power to the people, but not really.
Yeah.
Power to the people who have lots of money and influence. What's his name? Not Jedediah.
Jeb.
Jed?
No,
Jeb?
Jed. I
Is
can't
that his
remember.
name? Jebediah?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of the song right now.
Why, it has
But-
his name in there?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
The theme song for Beverly Hillbillies.
Shoot, I used to know that song too. That was a good song. I can't remember it now.
Black Gold.
I can't remember any lick of that song now.
I can't either.
Sad. Kind of sad about it.
Getting old in your 40s. I am getting old. I feel old.
You feel the sickle around your neck?
No, I'm more tired than
I don't
I've
fear
ever been
death.
in
Do
my
you fear
life.
death? I don't really fear it.
I try not to think about it.
There's not a whole lot you can do about it. Small town living. You know what I was telling my son? We were driving past PDC the other day. The fool didn't know. He had no clue about the state hospital.
Really?
He didn't even know it existed.
Dude,
I don't know how, but
So
we
that's,
lived in Springville years and years. Like, I'm sure people talked about it. He had no idea.
That's wild because that was like one of 3 places like you worked at. Like you either worked at the Walmart distribution center.
Yep.
You worked for the school district,
Or Beckman Coulter.
or you worked for Porterville Developmental Center or Beckman Coulter.
Or Standard Register.
Okay,
Or the Carpet Factory.
You're kind of stepping on my point here. You're kind of stepping on my point here, you dickhead. But no, by and large, yeah. Like, dude, it's basically like a prison now, though.
Yeah, they've
It's
converted it.
weird, super weird.
But here's the thing, though. I took him past it. We drove by there. I just had to show it to him.
Uh huh.
It's like its own little city.
I was just out there
Did
the
you
other
know
day, too.
Richard Nixon came to, I think Richard Nixon. Was it Richard Nixon or the governor? Somebody big high up there came by on that day to christen it, which is kind of weird if you think
The
about
day
it.
it opened. Oh,
That's cool. Like, that's cool as a state hospital, but like,
was it Reagan or was it Nixon?
I watched that movie Stand By Me. It's a classic. It's a classic. You ever watched it?
It's
They
been
say
a
the R
long-
word in there.
It's been a long time.
What government official visited Porterville Development Center upon its opening? Oh, it still got it right. That's nice. Oh, it's Governor Earl Warren.
Oh, so we weren't even anywhere close.
But Nixon's the only president that came to Porterville.
Really?
Yeah, because like his mom lived here or something, or in Lindsay, something like that. His mom lived in Lindsay, something like that. So he came to a couple of like parades. That's the thing about small towns; they love
Their parades.
the ish out of some parades, dude.
Dude, no.
I've seen
kidding.
people come from far and wide just to come to the parades.
Especially like the Veterans Day parade.
They used to have a KKK parade
I believe it. That makes sense.
back when the
Scary as
bikers, back
shit.
when the Hells Angels and the bikers were around. See, that's the thing. We didn't have as much law. We're underdeveloped.
Yeah.
They didn't have as many officers.
Did you ever watch that show, Sons of Anarchy?
A little bit, like an episode or two.
Yeah. That little town, it was called like Charming, I think. Kind of reminds me of like Springville a little bit. Just not as like many criminal biker gangs.
Was it? I think it was in the 70s or 80s that there was like a gang of Hell Angels that had just like come from Hollister, and they found out that they were gonna stop by Porterville to gas up or whatever along their way along the route, and so when they were about to make their stop, they sent out like on the CB radios or whatever and spread the word around town that was going to happen. So a bunch of people went downtown and got like fire hoses and stuff and like put shit on the roads.
Seriously? That seems
and like drew their guns and stuff to try to deter the Hells Angels before they can make it in town.
interesting. That it actually is very
And they
interesting.
retreated. They retreated. I
Interesting.
think it was like to Terabella or something. They retreated somewhere, and then they made another pass through, and like the constable was there. So it was like there was like an incident.
When were the Hell's Angels established?
That's a very good question.
60s, 70s,
When were the Hells Angels established? I would say 40s. I'm just gonna say 40s.
40s. Nah.
Yes, 1948.
Are you serious?
Booyah!
Wow.
Booyah!
Look at you.
Mic drop.
You should have been a historian.
I will be someday. I'm gonna grow a big old gray beard, and ain't nobody gonna get me to shave it off. I'm gonna build some shelving in there. I'm gonna put a storage container in there.
There you go.
I'll store stuff in there like supplies, like kind of like the Saint Bernard dogs that carry the little like barrel on their neck.
You're gonna be hiding a teleporter in there.
Dude, forget the teleporter. It's all about that food generator thingy, whatever the heck that thing was.
From Back to the Future?
No, Star Trek.
Oh, Star Trek. There was a food generator.
Yeah, in every room, in every like estate room, they had like a little. It was like just a hollow area in the wall, like a futuristic microwave. But you typed in what you wanted, and it would just make the food would appear.
I think it was just a teleporter.
You missed that?
I think it was just a teleporter.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think that there was a kitchen inside the Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah, come on.
You press the buttons.
Come on.
And it teleported the food that you wanted right into your bedroom.
At best, it was instant 3D printing meat grinder.
Oh, that's.
But nobody making it. No, nobody cooked food in the future.
We are right there. We are right there. We're making fake meat all the time.
And CRISPR.
It's gross. Gross.
Wait a minute. Were you just trying to reference? Never mind.
What? No, go for it. Throw it out there.
That's only one brand of operation. So we're trying to generate meat all the time. That's only a one-way trip. Never mind. I don't think we have any of those in Porterville, do we? I think you would know it. That's the thing. Social media in a small town is like going to church or whatever.
Wait, hold on, I'm lost.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll probably edit that part out.
No,
that was a little too racy.
No, it's not. What are you talking about? You're talking about the.
Well, usually it's getting whacked off. It's not getting put. It's not. It's not getting smacked on. It's getting whacked off.
The T in the LGBT.
Yes.
And now it's just
Dave
they took away the T in the Q.
Did they?
Yeah. It's just LGBT now, I think.
I kind of feel bad for the LGBs because, like, they're trying to fight for rights and stuff, man. And they're not trying to be in that same. They're not trying to drive in the same car as the T's.
A lot of them are definitely not.
They're trying to drive the car and the T's in the back seat, and not being able to make
trying to take over.
Yeah, turn left, turn right. I don't know. Make a U-turn, maybe. I don't know.
Lots of U-turns. Lots of illegal turns.
Because okay. Being a T is it's not a one-way road, is it? Right? You would assume that some could go the opposite way. You would assume there'd be a female who wanted to be a male, right? So how are they going to do that?
Yeah, there's definitely
the operation, whatever. If you really want me, you're just trying to get me to say it. Dang it, Will.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No.
You're just trying to get me to say it out loud.
What? Transsexual?
Some plastic surgeon out there has to make a wee-wee with what they got.
A dick, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you said generate meat all the time, and that's what I was trying to get to.
Meat generation. That was a long walk for a small drink of water.
I got a little bit gun shy.
Yeah, you did. You can't be gun shy.
You're right.
No one's listening anyway. It doesn't matter.
That's true. I just wouldn't want a 5-year-old to stumble upon this kind of information.
I highly doubt that.
There's like no way in any scenario that would happen.
No.
Just imagine.
None whatsoever. Dude, I used to be accosted by the transsexual ladies of the night when I lived in San Francisco.
You subjected yourself to that.
Hey, dude, I was just trying to get to the whiskey bar.
Shaking that ass.
No way, sir.
You're probably wearing some skimpy clothes.
Excuse me.
Don't even lie.
No,
you had it coming.
Dude, it's San Francisco. You bundled up and
had it coming.
How dare you?
You were asking for it.
In San Francisco, you bundled up even in the summer.
Dude, I thought that's what it was part of the requirement to live there was like you had to go down and register
register what? What?
Like it's okay for, people to touch you in public and stuff. I thought that was a thing.
No.
You have to ride an Uber or a bike once a month. You had to drive through Chinatown.
When I lived there was no Uber.
You had to
experience,
just taxis. Somebody whacked out. I thought that was just there's a list of requirements of no, not requirements. What's it called? Prerequisites. I thought there was a list of prerequisites.
To be a San Franciscan?
Yes.
I don't think so.
No?
Maybe.
When you live in a small town, the prerequisite is that you have to be willing to live next to tweakers
Yeah.
at some point.
And you have to be able to at least know how to do everything on your own house. A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. A little bit of plumbing. A little bit of electrical.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of carpentry.
I would say there's a lot of drinking. There's a lot of alcoholism in small towns.
Hell yes.
Probably because it's cheaper. You know, alcohol is cheaper, but gas and vehicles are more expensive.
It's because there ain't shit to do in small towns. Except for drink.
And people make it. So it's kind of like, you know, flooding the market, right? If you have overstock. I knew some moonshiners.
Dude, some of these little bars in these small towns do very well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Antlers.
Everybody's all depressed. Antlers is not a new thing. They rebirthed now. It's not the Antlers.
They rebranded.
It's called Antlers for Hope, which
I've been in there. It's not bad.
it's a cool cause. It's a nice establishment. We play some music there.
It doesn't smell like pee-pee anymore.
Well, it's P-ville, so
It does not smell like urine. How about?
and it's right above that fake lake, which everybody pees in. Don't even lie.
Yeah, I won't swim in that lake.
It's been
well.
It's been a good shoot. I think I swam in it once or twice when I first got here and figured out what it was about before I knew that it was a fake lake. And after I started hearing more stories of people dying in there, like, nah, I don't want no dead body touching me on the foot.
That's gross. Gross.
Mm-mm.
I was born in a small town.
One time we left some cat food out when I was a kid, you know, and in the morning it was all over the kitchen floor, dude.
Wet cat food?
Yep. It was all over. There was maggots all over the kitchen floor. It was a school day. And I went to get some orange juice and just between the toes. And I was like, ah! You know? And we're like, we're not going to school today. We're just going to clean this up.
Start that day
gnarly.
over.
It was gnarly.
Start that day over.
I can do bugs, but not maggots. Maggots aren't bugs.
Maggots are
They're
gross.
larvae. They're larvae.
They're gross.
I don't like the weird movements they make, the gyration. That's nasty. That's nasty.
Pretty gross.
Living in a small town, you always smell the sewage plant in the evenings.
I never lived close enough to the sewage plant to smell it.
You drove by it.
That's true.
You smelt it.
I had my windows up.
You dealt it.
Nope. No, sir.
All right, on the way home right now, I want you to drive by.
No, I'm not doing it.
I want you to drive by Veterans Park and look to the north, okay? And you'll see a flame coming out of this standpipe up there just burning. And it's burning off the methane.
Burning off the methane.
I wonder how...
No, thank you.
So our population is not that big. We're not exploding anytime soon. We have slow growth, right? It's kind of like...
Porterville? What are we at? 75,000 people now?
It's like trying to get erect after you're drunk. It's slow growth. Okay? Little by little. It's not a... it's not a wham, bam, thicky, ma'am.
It's even worse in your 40s.
It's more like... I compare that more to like driving in one of the old Volkswagen Beetles, you know? They start most of the time. but every now and then... Every now and then it's not starting for nothing.
You got to crank that sucker.
It's not starting for nothing this day. You're like, is it the battery? And you go try the battery, and but the next day it'll start. You don't even know why. You ever have a Beetle before, a Volkswagen, or drive one?
I have a Volkswagen thing.
Right now?
Yeah.
Where do you hide that thing?
Where
do you hide that thing? That thing. Sorry.
I've got it up at the farm.
Up at the farm.
Yeah, it's a 64 Volkswagen thing. It's got a dual carb engine modified.
Does it start every day?
If it had a battery, it would start right up.
See, there you go. That proves my point.
Unfortunately, the last time I took it out, my nephew was sitting in the back, and one of the metal coils hit the positive on the battery.
So it electrocuted you?
Nope, burnt the seat right up.
Living in a small town, you grow accustomed to seeing a car fire every now and then.
Hell yeah, you do.
It's like it's at least a bi-monthly event. It's a natural part of the ecosystem. Living in a small town, I'm convinced that everybody has been exposed to pesticides.
Yeah.
You see pesticides laying on the side of the road. They leave them for weeks on end. I don't know what their schedule's like, if they have trouble getting the helicopter, but you'll see these big, huge hills. You're a farmer, you know. The big, huge mounds of like powdery,
the yellow
colored
stuff.
Yeah,
Yellowish
yellow
green.
or pink or whatever, and it's just sitting there. You're like, "What's that big old pile of colored stuff?" Right? Like the wind blows first of all, and then when they come to scoop it up and mix it in water, spray over the thing. Like there's no overspray. Come on, organic farmer.
A lot of that
Tell
stuff.
me what it's about.
A lot of that stuff that you see out like that is actually like fertilizer. But
You're just going to believe what they tell you in the news? You don't know.
I
Okay,
believe-
well, it's not natural for us to breathe
Hey,
in
man.
fertilizer either. You think it's natural fertilizer? It's not cow shit. It ain't cow shit.
I listen to whatever Jake Tapper tells me. That's real.
Is that the bar guy? The bar rescue guy? Oh, no, that's John Tapper.
John Tapper,
Sorry.
Jake Tapper, CNN.
Oh, is that his son?
No.
Is that his son? Because he runs a good bar, that guy does. He's good. He's good at what he does.
Nope.
I got sucked into that show for a minute.
Who's the other
The
big
bar
time,
rescue.
like, bar rescue? John Tapper?
Yeah.
Bar rescue?
He's like the bar king. It should be called Bar King.
I actually, you know what? I looked into how many of the bars that he's like rescued.
Yeah.
He has like a 62% fail rate. Like after he leaves.
It's like Babe Ruth.
eh,
Well, he leaves it in the hands of the people, but he gives them all kinds of free shit. Are you kidding me? Don't try to blame it on the man.
I'm blaming it on him.
He doesn't own the bar no more. The people do. He leaves it in their hands.
Yeah.
He's trying to give him a shot, dude. There's been quite a few people that I've seen on there that he helped them in their recovery, bro. He got them sober, which is like, what? You're fading fast. Get out of here.
Out of here.
Any more small town? Let's name as many small towns as we can name right now. That's a game.
Dude, just name every town around us.
Do it. Start
All right.
till we run out.
Right now?
Yeah, go.
Right now,
Yeah,
now?
go.
Pixley.
What's that one? Oh shoot, hold on.
Tipton.
Lindsay. You can't skip me.
I didn't. You said Lindsay. I said Tipton.
Okay, Terabella.
Ducor.
Rich Grove.
Delano.
Is Delano small? Yeah, okay. All right, we'll say that is.
It's smaller than Porterville.
Orosi.
Reedley.
Selma.
Woodlake.
Freeville.
Ivanhoe.
Exeter.
Ooh, Three Rivers.
Strathmore. Yes.
Did I say Shafter already?
No.
Shafter.
Plainview. Yes.
Oildale.
Oh, Woodlake.
Arvin. I already said Woodlake.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, Woodville.
Oh, there you go. Did you already say Richgrove?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Hanford, does that count? It's pushing it. It's pushing it.
If you can say Hanford, then you can say Visalia, which I don't know. I don't know if they're small towns. I don't think they're small. Tulare out too, so none of those count. No.
Kingsburg.
Weed Patch.
Goshen.
What's the place in the Grapevine? Tahone. Oh boy.
Weed, California.
Why is that a name? Somebody should get up in there, man. If you're gonna try to change all these southern monuments, like, come on, Weed.
Yeah.
I thought it was Weed Patch. It's not Weed. It's not. It's
Weed
two
Patch.
different-
No, there's two
Oh my
different places.
gosh.
Yeah.
What's the place that got flooded? Oh no, I forgot.
Corcoran.
Name it. Oh,
I did it.
that's not the one I was thinking about.
Kettleman City.
You're a jerk. Oh,
Kentfield.
no.
Fairfield.
Goshen.
I already said Goshen.
You did?
I said the Goshen Ocean.
Oh, I suck.
Goshen Ocean. Kentfield. Ross.
Tailholt.
Corte Madera.
Fountain Springs.
Oh, good one. Hot Springs, California.
Camp Nelson.
Johnsondale. Ponderosa.
Dang it! Shut up! Dang it! Kernville. Yes.
Pier Point.
Mineral King.
Oh, you're digging deep now.
I know that was a stretch.
Mill Valley.
What? You're just making them up now.
Nah, dude, Mill Valley. It's in the Bay Area.
What's that one out there?
Small town.
It's not called Smallville. It's like tiny Toolville. Oh, Toolville.
Toolville, right out there outside of Exeter.
Yes.
Yeah, they're getting screwed. Those poor people from Toolville.
That was close.
Let's see. Did I say Fairfax already?
Yes.
I said Fairfax.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Sausalito.
Oh gosh. Clovis. Is Clovis small?
The
Clovis
hell
small?
no.
It's not small. It's not small. What's the other one up there? Dang it. I think you win. Oh,
Mariposa.
you suck.
Oakhurst. Kathy's Valley.
Course Gold.
Course Gold. Oh, good one.
Oh, wait,
Well
why am I
done.
sticking only Tulare County?
Yeah,
I'm
what
so
are you doing? Get out of here.
stupid. Stupid.
Go to-
Cayucas.
Eureka. Los Osos.
Morro Bay.
Pismo.
Shut up. Pismo's not small no more.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
It's still compared to Porterville. Are we calling? Okay, what's our baseline? Porterville, small town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pismo smaller than Porterville.
It is. It is?
Heck yeah.
They have more stuff.
Nah, get out of here.
They have a beach.
that
You can't take a census on the beach.
How many people?
I
do
mean,
you
you
think
could
live
lose
in
at least
Bismarck?
100 people in the dunes alone every night. Like,
Let's find out. Google it.
gosh. No, I don't want to do it.
Pull it up.
Rosemond?
Roseville.
Yeah, that's the one. I was just pulling it out of my ass. I don't know. I was making it up. I don't know.
Tiburon.
That's in another country or something.
No, dude, that's in the Bay Area.
What's that place just outside of
Ukiah.
No, it's outside of Visalia, and it's north of Visalia, and they got that what's that cheese place or that the like souvenir cheese place. Dang it, they have one in Kettleman City too. It's like something Farms.
Bravo Farms.
Yes.
That's not a town. That's just the name of a
No, but they
restaurant.
have one there too
Yeah,
in that place.
right. But it's
Place
not a
is
town.
They have a name.
It's just a place off the highway.
Whatever.
Bruh.
I lost. You won. I totally wanted to win.
Finally won one. I
Dang
finally
it.
won one. Yes.
You probably won most of them now that I think about it.
No, that's not even true. I think you beat my ass on the holiday one.
No, we probably repeated ourselves quite a few times.
Many times.
Elon Day.
Elon Day.
An elongated day. That's what they call daylight savings time.
Elongated Trump.
I want you to change the name of Daylight Saving Times Day to Elongated Day in honor of Elon.
And my son X9AZ421.
We're now changing the name of the game Crazy Eights to Trump. Trump is the name of the game.
He had his own game. Do you remember that? Remember the Trump, the board game?
You spent money on this?
No, absolutely not. I just remember that there was a game.
The only product I remember is the shoes. That's about the only product.
The gold shoes?
Yes, that's the only thing that sticks out.
What about the Trump
I'm
coin?
sure he's had probably everything. I mean,
Or the Melania
yeah,
coin?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. He probably custom makes his own underwear and stuff.
Dude, he
like,
did.
come on.
And they're all made in China.
Yeah, or I don't know. Who knows?
100%.
Maybe he knits them by hand. Who knows?
How much you want to bet?
He has enough children. He could probably put them to work.
If you went and bought a MAGA hat right now, how much you want to bet it says made in China on it?
$40.
All right.
Are we gonna shake on it?
Yeah.
Where the hell could you buy one? You have to order it off the internet.
I'll bet it's not made in America.
Wait, did I just say we're betting $40? What is made in China? Okay, let's see. Well, but that's the
Hold
thing,
on,
though.
hold on.
But I bet
Wait,
you
wait.
could find some. But I bet you could find some in America.
You think there's some make
Because
America
people,
great? Yeah,
I know
true.
people that have hats printed up all the time. So which ones? You talking about the one he owns? You talking about the ones he gives out?
I don't think he owns them.
There's probably some made in China. China copies everything we do.
They make everything.
Yeah,
All of our American flags are made in China.
sure. I'm not arguing with you on that.
No, I don't.
Sure.
I don't know. I try and buy like made in America stuff. If I
All
can.
of our novel coronaviruses are made in China.
Exactly. Except for my cars. I won't buy American cars. That's not even true. I have a Dodge.
There's too much plastic involved, bro, in American-made cars. It's weird.
I own a Dodge. Though.
Why haven't they come out with a plastic car yet? They came out with plastic guns. No,
It's true. Ghost guns.
I'm not even kidding when I say today I was moving some wood on a job site, a pile of 2x4s, and I found the lower piece to a handgun.
Really?
Yes, like just the lower with the trigger and the handle.
With
and it
the
was
handle and the trigger.
Yeah, it was a gun. It was a gun, but it just only had the lower. Isn't that wild? Isn't that weird?
That's pretty weird.
You find stuff in a small town. You find stuff in the dirt. And in cities, there's no dirt really.
No.
If there is some dirt, then it's like recycled dirt or something.
But you can find stuff in the trash in big
yes,
cities.
yes. That's like the same thing in the city. That's how they grow those inner city gardens. It's with the trash, right? Don't they do the compost and stuff?
Yeah. They do. They try and San Francisco's trying to go to zero waste.
So I had this artist friend in Philadelphia. His name he goes by Ed Weirdo.
Ed Weirdo.
He went to school for graphic design, and he does various like drawing, sketches, abstract, pop art kind of style. He's real cool. But him and his buddy were trying to make some art on the community garden compost pile box, and people got pissed off at him bad. I was like, what the hell? They were just beautifying it, but these people got really mad. They were like, they bashed him and were like, could you do this to our community?
Rat bastards.
They threw a fit. It was kind of silly.
With your outside hoodlum influence.
It was very silly. Shout out to Ed Weirdo.
Ed Weirdo.
I bought him a computer.
Did you?
Yeah. Somebody stole a computer from him on the subway, and so I was like, oh, dude, I'm going to buy you a computer. And I interviewed him for my blog when I had my blog going.
Yeah.
That was fun. He does not live in a small city. You think we're ever going to move out of this small city? I want to make my own small city.
I don't know. I'm I don't know.
You don't know. I'm about to pass out. I don't know.
I'm just.
I'm about to fall asleep right now in my chair. I don't know.
I'm pretty tired,
Shut up. We're going to wrap it up for this evening, fine fellows and ladies.
It's been fun.
It's been all right. It was interesting. All right, people. We're signing off. This is Will and Nate from Slippery Tropes. Stay tuned for next week's episode on public education, high school, and grade school.
Oh, no.
One more thing before you go.
Yes, sir.
I just need to verify. Was it you that was with me at the state hospital that one time?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure. It wasn't you then. I think I remember who it was.
Yeah.
Okay, I just had to verify. I had to confirm that.
You're going to have to tell the story next time, then.
Sure.